What is going on, all of you beautiful, nerdy people on the internet? My name is Josh. Welcome to yet another episode of Let's Listen here on the bonus stage. I am joined tonight by a large majority of the band, Glitch Kibbitz. Glitch Kibbitz in unison. How are you all doing tonight? Please give different answers.
Great.
Okay.
Doing great.
All right,
Great.
awesome. Oh my gosh. Well,
Great.
we've had Glitch Kibbitz on the show several times, I believe, in the past. Yeah, lots of albums in the past, lots of little EP releases. This is the largest formation of the band currently, and we are still even missing two people tonight so far. I see one of them in chat, Clop and Pop, amazing. But yeah, we're gathered here tonight to celebrate the release of your latest entry, which is not on your cover art at all, but it is called Super Glitch Kibbitz. Oh my god. Oh wow, this is amazing. It's a beautiful little 5 track EP. It's no bigger or smaller than it needs to be. It is an absolute delight. I've really enjoyed listening to it today in preparation for this, and it is released now on Bandcamp. Am I right?
Yep, on Bandcamp now and streaming services in how many weeks or months it takes those distributors to work.
Yes. Thank you for all of your hard work, Sounddrop. We love you at the VGM community. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I don't want to get too into it, but this is like a collection of songs that I have heard Glitch Kibbitz play a couple of times. Is this kind of like, bringing new life into some of these arrangements, or is this kind of pretty fresh in terms of like putting this album together?
I would say it's pretty fresh. We did play about half of the album recently at Mag West, so we have been sort of practicing it. I should mention maybe in the past year or so is really when we rebooted meeting in person at all. So practices, getting ready for more recording, getting ready for live performances. So I kind of feel like these tracks and our new ensemble represent, I don't necessarily want to say a reboot, but the next step for Glitch Kibbitz, which is why we also named the EP Super Glitch Kibbitz, right?
Yeah, definitely the most super and the most realized formation of the band, at least from what I'm gathering. Yeah, as I said, we've got 2 members that are not with us tonight. We have Sheer and Josh Kloppenpop, who is in chat, hoping to get him to join us later on tonight to speak a little bit, especially about this first track that we're going to listen to, because it heavily features some percussion, which is an element that Glitch Kibbitz has been sorely aching for, from what I get. Yep, cool, great. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, we've got a critical mass here. We've got lots of loving people in chat, eager to hear this. Folks, if you haven't heard it already, I will definitely link the Bandcamp in chat for you all to check out and listen to, and highly recommend that you listen to it and support them on Bandcamp. But I think we are ready to just kind of kick things off with the first track here. Is that correct? Great. All right.
Let's do it.
Everybody is showing their silent support. I love it. All right. Well, I hope somebody will join me in saying let's
listen.
There it is. Thank you. Oh my God, that I mean that is a classic VGM tune that I think everybody has heard at least once, but never quite in that style or with all of that maddening percussion added to it. Oh my God, it was like listening to Looney Tunes or something. Actually, Tyler, I think you said that Klopf and Pop had listed their percussion instruments all out in order. Do you want to enlighten us as to all of the things that we just listened to?
Yes, I certainly can. So in chronological order, we have anvil, siren whistle, ektara, a grogger, a slide whistle, a train whistle, a service bell, and last but not least, slaps.
Yes, the slaps made themselves known. Sorry, my dog is having an emergency and needs uppies. There you go, bud. But yeah. So Clop and Pop, their role in the band is percussion. And now that we have a little moment to breathe after that first track, we should definitely make sure that we go around and make some proper introductions on name, maybe how long you've been with the band, and what instrument you're playing. Nicola, why don't you start us off with that?
My name is Nicola. I play violin. I would say probably Shira and I are the founders of the band from 2019. Uh, and I make most of the arrangements. It's my passion, my love in life.
Awesome. And I'll let you pick who gets to suffer next.
Okay, that would definitely have to be Sam.
Sure. Hi, I'm Sam. I am the accordionist for the band. I joined just for this album. I mean, I don't want to say I'm only gonna play on this
Sam is
album.
out of the band now, just so
Right.
everyone knows.
Um, I
After the
I
stream, we're gonna know.
I kind of knew that Nicola had this project going. I started as a trombonist years ago. Then I moved to clarinet. Then I moved to bass. But all of those instruments were already filled. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I think we are. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. I think we're planning to have some arrangements in the future where some of us swap instruments. So I may be playing clarinet on a later arrangement, but for now I'm the accordionist.
Okay. Sort of like a musical chairs,
If
except in
Weird
this
Al can
case it
do
would
it,
be
so can we.
musical instruments.
Yeah, yeah.
That doesn't really tell anybody what that game is. But anyways, go on, Sam. Who's gonna introduce themselves next?
Well, I guess that would be Tyler.
Wow, I had no idea you were trying to come for my trombone job, Sam. That's very telling. But yeah, so my name's Tyler. I play trombone. I did play tuba on one record, and I'm open to playing more in the future. But yeah, mostly trombone.
Sweet,
Is
sweet.
that a jab at me to arrange for more tuba?
No, it's just the truth, right? Yeah, I mean, there's only one record that I play tuba on. You know, it's fun. I'd play more, but yeah,
We'll do it. You'll play tuba, Sam will play trombone.
fair.
Nice. That'll be Glitch Kibbitz 64, I think. It's the next generation of that, right?
Oh, I have it all laid out, but I won't reveal yet.
I believe it. Tyler, who's next?
Kevin is next.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I'm Kevin. I play the clarinet on this one, and I think, yeah, I met Nicola in the Seattle Video Game Orchestra, and joined on. Did a few arrangements for some of the earlier stuff, and yeah, I feel like I'm the hype man probably. I told him if he needs to stop giving me rests in the arrangements, otherwise just start rave dancing.
I mean, like for any wind instrument, you got to have some breaks for breath and stuff. So if you're just gonna dance, you're not really resting. Um, all right, well,
Yeah.
Kevin, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, just gonna say, yeah. I mean, the clarinet stuff is really fun on this album,
Mhm.
but it's nothing without the next guy here, Brandon.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon. I play just saxophone for now. That could change in the future. we'll see. But yeah, I've known Nicola and Tyler. We played another band together before Glitch Kibbitz formed in 2019. But yeah, very excited with how the music's been evolving over the years, and I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm sure you won't be resting on your laurels after this release. Like Nicola leaked, he's got quite the master plan. So I'm sure he's going to put all of
Yes.
you guys to work. Oh my god. Yes, and then Clop and Pop on percussion, and then Sheer Goldberg performs. Can somebody introduce that as well? Maybe speak to
Bass.
Sheer. There we go.
Sheer the bassist.
Oh, and we should mention that Coffin Pop also does most of the mixing. And in this particular release, that was an enormous job because we have the most number of instruments that we've ever had. I think for one of the tracks, we have 8 instruments playing at once, which is ridiculous, but sounds amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, no slouch, and Josh has done that work for you, yeah, several times in the past. In fact, am I right about that?
Yep, that's right.
I think as early as Rocket Rockout.
So I think even earlier, the first single that we put out, Cass's Waltz, it was supposed to be part of an EP, but the pandemic hit, so the EP being half done, we made a single instead of the full EP at that time. And Josh did the mixing for that one. So very first release.
Wow, amazing. They're from the start. Well, and glad to have them in a more formal position in the band. Speaking of all of those Bandcamp releases, there is the link in chat. Folks, if you would like to go and order this, I was going to say pre-order, but you don't even have to do that. You can just straight up get it in your Bandcamp collection now. Highly recommend using Bandcamp to support the arts and the artists these days. Yeah, streaming is nice, it's convenient, but yeah, we might see a few cents here and there unless something really takes off. Thank you, SEO. Yeah, this is amazing. I really like that Kirby's arrangement. Coming up next, we have Kraid's Horror. And that is, of course, from the Metroid soundtrack. This is a really, again, like having klezmer music in VGM is just, there's nobody else doing what you're doing. So hearing this take on a classic Metroid theme is really something. And if you folks are all ready, I would like to get into that. Shall we do it? All right, then let's
Listen.
God damn, that is tasty. Oh man, yeah, that was Kraid's Hora, and we were talking backstage, and there's some Freylock in there as well as some just straight up swing. Nicola, I think you were gonna offer a moment of musical education here and tell us a little bit about what is significant about the Hora and the Freylock musical forms.
Yeah, I'm no expert at all, but I like to listen to them a lot. I can pick out slow horrors very easily because they're very distinctive. They're written in 3/8. They're kind of slow and trotting, with beats on the 1 and 3. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. And then on top of that, you have, beautiful, klezmer modal melodies. And I've heard both in lots of klezmer records and elsewhere, often people pairing those slower horas with something faster, like a Freylock or a Bolgar or something. And Freylocks, I don't know so much specifically on their form, but I know very much their feel. They're lively songs. Freylock even means something like lively or joyous. And are often in 4/4, and I think in my hearing more often in 2/4, so we go with the 2/4. I tend towards oompa oompa rhythms, very simple, but Josh did a little bit more digging around and found some slightly more authentic rhythms to sprinkle in here and there for the Freylock. And then in the center of that, we put a swing jazz thing just for kicks.
Yeah, it's a good mix, and yeah, like it does feel very jovial and like kind of lends itself very well to like a folk dance kind of feel. Yeah, I can't remember who said it in chat. I think it might have been Josh actually. This is dance music, y'all. Yeah, I definitely wanted to drink to life, as they say. Um, oh man, and on top of the musical form, I mean, like, props for taking Kraid's like very metronomic theme and giving it all of that love that you did. But also there were some incredible solos throughout that performance as well. Yeah, who do we have to credit for soloing? There were some awesome parts in there.
So this particular one had the technically the solo sections were Sam on accordion and then me on violin. Yeah, and they were fun. Sam's first recorded solo with us.
Whoa. You want to
There,
say?
there was actually a lot of back and forth as we were kind of planning out these solos where, we were bouncing some ideas off of each other. And then Nicola was like, I could do the funniest thing possible. I could play your solo and then you'd just be floundering, which is why my solo is first. We weren't gonna let him do that.
I had another joke that I really, really wanted to do, but couldn't quite, grow the pair to do them. And that is, for Gourmet Goulash, we were thinking who's going to do the solo, who's going to do the solo. And Sam starts tinkering around and trying to figure out a solo and ends on a solo that's almost exactly like the Kraid one. And I was thinking, hang on a second. The Kraid solo just works in Gourmet Goulash. What if we just take the stem, just grab exactly identically the same solo, and put it in the previous piece? That would be hilarious. Someone listening would be like, this is really cool. But I've heard this before. What the hell are they doing, these hacks? It would be so funny. But no, we're unfortunately a little more professional than that.
It's like a leitmotif, though. You're just referencing something that you heard earlier. That's all it is. Yeah.
Referencing identically.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was beautiful. And I really don't want to get too much further into this album without acknowledging the masterpiece that is this album art. I've touted it online that you folks always have some incredible album art for your releases, and this is just even above and beyond that. We have here like an original acrylic painting. Can you speak and announce who is the incredible artist on this piece.
Yeah, her name is Deborah Hurd. I found her online. Her portfolio is incredible and includes, in that style, lots of paintings of instruments and musicians playing instruments. And commissions were open, so I messaged, and I knew that it would be a physical piece, and that's actually even more enticing. And yeah, that physical piece happens to live right now at Sam's place. And at my place, I have the printout of our first EP's artwork by Elizabeth Sherry. So yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about and looking for artists, probably more than I should.
No, I think you're doing it the exact right amount, because this stuff is honestly incredible. And I'm going to see if I can just manipulate this a little bit, but you can really just zoom in and see the texture of the paint on this. It's kind of incredible. When you first sent me the original piece, like I opened it in my browser and it immediately zoomed into, like, the resolution that it is natively at. And I was just like, wow, this is not, there's no AI in part of this. This is 100% by hand, authentic, incredible stuff. Yeah, that's amazing. Sorry, and I might have been distracted by the art itself, but did you find it like easy to get a hold of her and just kind of like get this commissioned?
Yeah, extremely natural. Just emailed on her commissions page. She emailed back. We negotiated price, size, elements, mock-up, everything super fantastic. Easy as pie to work with.
Yeah. And then I just for actually capturing this image, do you know if that's a scan or if this is just like some kind of really fancy photo?
I don't know. It's whatever she does for the rest of her images on her site. And I made sure that it would work well for CDs and various other media that we would print. I'm not sure if it will be high enough resolution for LP vinyls, but I think this band is a way off from being able to produce those anyways. So.
Oh man! By the time you're ready to print some vinyl, I'm sure you will be secure enough to commission just like a higher res scan of that painting. That would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, definitely recommend anybody who is interested, go check out her website there. It's linked in chat. Some incredible stuff here, lots of famous faces and such, and go follow them on their socials. It's really important to support living artists at this time. I just want to stress that point. And Glitch Kibbitz, you are all doing an incredible job with that. Speaking of supporting living artists, we've got 5 of them right here in front of us. We're going to continue listening to their living music. Let's see, what track do we have coming up next here? We've got The Turk in Sarasaland. Now, what the heck is this song?
Oh, I love this song, and I love that play on words. So Sarasaland is the place where Super Mario Land takes place, right?
Right.
And there's a famous Klezmer tune called "The Turk in America," which steals its melody from a Turkish song called "Uskudara Giderken," and that made its way over to the United States, 100 years ago or so. And so this is, well, what if you had the Turk not in America, but, well, in Sarasaland? It's fantastic. We can talk about what's going on in it after listening to it, but it's chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. All right, well, let's give it the kiss from the chef. Let's...
Listen.
Oh, amazing. Folks, we have had a magical transformation. You saw Kevin last here, and now he has transformed, like a robot in disguise into Sheer, coming from his home and now transported to the streets of New York. Sheer, how you doing tonight?
Hey, folks, I'm doing great. I was late because I was doing more Jewish music stuff in New York City, but I'm so happy that I was able to catch the end of this.
Yeah, well, you're
Um,
actually right in the middle of it, honestly.
Great, even better.
Wow, really happy you could make it then. Yeah, so we just listened to The Turk in Sarasalan. Sure, as you're walking the streets of New York, having previously done some more Jewish music stuff, do you want to tell us about your part on that track?
Oh, sure. So just for anyone who doesn't happen to know, I've been playing upright bass on all these tracks. I also got to work with Nickel on the arrangement for the first one. Turk, that was fun. That was a little bit of a trickier one to record. And Nicola was helpful as always and was like, "What's so hard about it? It's just 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2." But we got it in the end, and there's a great little bass solo in there that I really enjoyed recording and re-recording and re-recording to get it just right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that was a really delightful little solo there. And yeah, Nicola, do you want to tell us what else we got to hear? What other solos and stuff? We heard lots of instruments, of course. There's 7 of you.
Yeah, and we had a secret guest instrument there for a little bit for the part that plays the melody from Turk in America. I played it also on the saws in that piece. And then Brandon does another solo, and we should ask him about it in one sec. But I want to mention that 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 rhythm is really cool about this piece. It is in my world. It's a Czech rhythm from the Balkans, and the drums playing there is a darbuka from Turkey that Josh is playing, and it's just all amazing. But I want to turn it over to Brandon to talk about his amazing sax solos. He never misses.
Yes,
First take every time.
Ah, shucks. You're too kind. No, so I've been talking to Nicola extensively about how over this past summer I finally got a chance to visit part of the Balkans. Not quite Turkey, but I did get to immerse myself in a culture that had a lot of similar like musical motifs. So I've really been trying to work on like my vibrato and playing solos that respect the modes and scales and are like sound more traditional. So I felt like both on this song and as well as every solo I play on this album, I was tapping into like new modes and themes and styles of playing, and that's been really rewarding.
Yeah, the hard work has paid off. It definitely sounds really good. You've been doing an amazing job
Thank you.
there, Brendan.
Thank you.
Yeah, really tight. I do love and recognize that theme from Super Mario Land, by the way. But again, what y'all have done with it is incredible and over the top, and just love the blending of those two styles. Yeah, well, we've got 2 more tracks ahead of us that we are going to listen to back and back because there is a little bit of a gapless section in there, completely intentional. But before we do that, I just want to make sure that I haven't missed anything before we get off into that. Anything about the Turk of Sarasaland that was left unmentioned.
I could say one more thing, which is when I first started to talk to Brandon about that kind of music in the saxophone world, I put him on to this guy, Faris Mustafov, who is a Romani dude.
I listen every day.
He's incredible. Old Roma guy from Macedonia. If you are so inclined, look him up. Incredible.
10 out of 10.
All right, there you go. If you want to play saxophone like Brandon, you've got your homework assignment. Great, and yeah, again, sad that Kevin had to go, but glad that Sheer could be here. And then yeah, I assume that you're all going to help me with this next little bit here, folks, as we get ready to listen to the next two songs, which are Schmooze Blues and then Booze Balkan Boogie Bulgar. Let's
Listen.
do it. Do it.
Listen.
hot damn, that is just an incredible arrangement of Luigi's Mansion, and it took me a while and a tip off from Nicola, but what we heard before that was actually Chemical Plant Zone. Did you folks get that one? That slipped right by me. Oh my god! But yes, incredible arrangements, both of them. Yeah, let's start things with Schmooze Blues. Yeah, actually being Chemical Plant Zone. Nicola, yeah, you were saying backstage how the melody is one for one. You've interpreted it in a slightly different rhythm that matches more of a klezmer style. Yeah, what was that arrangement process like?
I just kind of had it in my head that it should be much slower, right? Like that song is ba-da-ba-dam, ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-dam, ba-da-ba-da-bum, bum, 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 ba-dum-bum. It's like so funky and fast. And I thought, nah, it should be slow. It should be chill. Ba-da-ba-dam, ba-da-ba-dum-bum, ba-da-ba-dam, da-da-da. And then add a little bit of fun modal stuff that gives it a little bit of a klezmer flair. Bring it up into a section then that has klezmer harmonies. So I would say it's maybe 80% jazz, 20% klezmer, and is the jazziest thing I have ever written, and I don't know anything about jazz. So, but we have Josh, and we should turn it over to them because the drums in Schmooze were incredible. They're so unique and they sound so cool, and the flavor is amazing, and the bass really ties them in with the rest of the band, and oh my god, I love it.
Tasty drums. Yeah, I can actually so this Schmooze has a modified drum sound on it, and I will look up his name. I'm blanking at the moment, but there's a drummer on Instagram who I was chatting with that does a lot of like weird cinematic drum design, sound design stuff. And I got some inspired by them deerskin chamois, suede deerskin to like mute the toms and snare and the cymbals at some points, and it just gives this really weird sound. They're kind of muffled, but they're also you hear way more of the impact. It's kind of a boom that you don't usually hear from a cymbal. It's all the low end frequencies. It's a really weird sound, and we were able to find a balance of it that worked. I couldn't really add like a hi-hat or like a jingle, but I was using some Indian dance gungru bells as like a hi-hat, and it was just too bright. It didn't work with the muffled drums. It felt totally separate, but we ended up finding something that worked, and it's weird, and I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It really adds the necessary textures. I mean those are some incredible finds, and good ear on picking those out to match the sound and the arrangement.
Thank you. Yeah, and Shear's bass in that track really holds it down. I think the mix betrays it, but it is really the glue of that track. It's the thing that's holding everything. It's where the pocket lives, for sure.
Speaking of Sheer, I think Sheer's saying that that joining us on the call here is kind of eating his phone battery, and that he may have to drop soon. Sheer, all the same, happy to have you join us from the other side of the continent. Yeah,
This was so great. Yeah, this has taken me down from like 45% to 10%. So I gotta go. But Schmooze Blues was so much fun to play. And I really love how it ties together with the drums and everything else. And I love that it's so jazzy and it gets to highlight the bass.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, it really feels like a Sheer showcase on that one. I love that about it.
Oh my gosh.
I did want to say, I think Craig might be, even though Kevin doesn't have a solo on it, I think Craig might be my favorite playing from Kevin. The articulations, the squeal, he's just, sounds like he's shredding the reed on that song. It's so great. You just, I don't know, you really hear the emotions of the pipe.
There were some beautiful parts on that where it did make certain types of squeaks and noises, and Kevin's like, no, we got to do it again. And I'm like, no, we don't have to do it again.
Like, that's that good.
That's it. That's what we're going with. He's like, no. And I'm like, yes. And so anyways.
Like, believe it or not, Kevin, that's where it is.
Oh man, where is Kevin? Oh my gosh! I also have to just interrupt and acknowledge and thank to Zed Note Drums. That's how we pronounce your name here in Canada. Zed Note Drums for raiding us with your party of 16. Thank you for bringing your audience over here to join us. Sadly, we are quite near the end of this listening party. We have been celebrating Glitch Kibbitz here with us, a Klezmer VGM band, and we have been listening to and talking about their latest release, Super Glitch Kibbitz. And Clop and Pop here, their percussionist just came in as you joined us. But yeah, no, thank you once again for being here, and everybody who is new to the channel, thanks for coming along. My name is Josh. This is Bonus Stage. We host lots of listening parties for people in the video game music community. Occasionally, some special features as well. We used to do some virtual concerts during the pandemic, and those have kind of slowed down a little bit. But the listening parties have been going strong, and we appreciate it having people to support and view, such as yourselves. Sheer like trying to come back on again. I don't know. Sheer, if you really need to go, you can just go. We're near the end here, buddy. Home stretch. So no stress. Enjoy New York. It is like 10 o'clock over there. But yeah, so we were talking about Schmooze Blues, jazziest thing that you've arranged, Nicola. Yeah, definitely most straightforward kind of swing a little bit. But then we had a nice trail into the Booze Balkan. Oh my God, the name of this, Booze Balkan Boogie Bulgar. I love alliteration, but it can, that name is a mouthful. All the same, it's a great name. It's a great song. I love the Luigi's Mansion theme that you've used for that arrangement. Yeah, why don't we start talking a little bit about that? Do we want to start with the arrangement itself?
Yeah, well, so it's interesting. I heard the Luigi's Mansion theme going in two different directions. One direction went into a Serbian folk tune, and another direction went into Odessa Bulgar, which is a very famous klezmer tune. And so I wrote both of those separately, and then I figured out a transition or something. So it's a mashup of many different tunes. It also starts swung and a little bit jazzy, and ends in a full-on Bulgar, which is a type of dance music with a rhythm that goes kind of like bum ba bum ba ba da bum ba bum ba bottom. And at the very end, both the Luigi's Mansion theme and Odessa Bulgar, the melody, play at the same time. And somehow it works. And I was very happy that worked. That was an accident. That there was no skill of mine that made that work.
Was that like how Sam's solo was intended to be? Just copy paste and like, oops, oh, they're on the same spot in the arrangement. Oh no.
So it wasn't an accident, but I did kind of think, what if it did work? And then what if I can just be lazy and, get an extra 40 seconds for free? And yeah, okay, you have to tweak like 3 notes for it to work. Whatever, no big deal. But basically, it works out of the box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was... Oh, no, go ahead, Sam.
I wanted to say, I just joined the band. I wasn't in on any of the previous releases. But I think one of the things that I am familiar with the catalog. I've done a lot of listening. I've actually been to a couple of your listen parties.
I force him to listen to everything I make.
In the comments section, Kraken wise. But I think what really marks this album, like in contrast to everything that came before it, is that there are really, and this is compliments to the chef, the arrangers. We've really leveled up the arrangements in a way where now we are mashing up these like very traditional tunes with some video game with video game tunes that a lot of people are familiar with. I mean, I when I was doing preparation for recording this album, I drove back from Seattle to Michigan, and I was listening to just random klezmer tunes in the car, and just this random this random concert in like German, I heard Odessa Bulgar, and so I think that anyway, this is all to say, I think that this album we've really done a phenomenal job of like paying homage not only to the source material, the video game songs, but also to the genre itself.
Yeah, I'd love to pick that up where you left off. I was using, there's a band called Shiram who has a Klezmer Nutcracker album that I was using as a mix reference because it's just beautifully recorded. And at the end of that album, they have a bunch of other covers of like classical arrangements, as well as I heard "Come On" suddenly while I'm checking the mix, Turk in America, which is the one of the melodies in Turk and Sarasa Land. And I was just like, God damn, that's so cool. If it's cool to really put in the effort to engage in the musical culture and community of a scene, and then sort of see yourself bumping into that engagement in less intentional ways as well. As Brandon mentioned, with digging into Chochek sax and other Balkan sax styles, we've all got a little bit of that special interest hyper focus. And so it's really cool to dig into different Middle Eastern rhythms and Balkan rhythms and really get these inspirations and sort of reclaim some of this really kind of Orientalist music in these old video games and bring some of the real culture into it and let it play together, because they're all canon, and bringing them into the same canon feels like what folk music is all about. And I think that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap, folks. We don't need to say anything. Well put. No, genuinely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The folk roots are strong. I think strongest with Glitch Kibbitz. There are lots of other ways that people interpret VGM, and I'll just keep saying it. The way that you folks do it is purely unique. I have not seen anything else like it. That is a call to action for all of the rest of you in the VGM community. By the way, you have to measure up to this. Oh my gosh. Well, when is the game coming out? That's my question for Glitch Kibbitz. Nicola, and
Which
Sam
game?
too. You're
We're working
on
on
the
so
back
many
end,
games,
aren't you?
So I am working on a game based on saved inventory from last year. The album art there is an inventory screen. I thought, okay, a puzzle game where all the items of the inventory screen come down and you have to arrange them. So we're working on that game. We have Starry Shtetl, which I have to upgrade to a game that I can display on my Vacuum Brew Studios display thing. I'm working on another Glitch Kibbitz game that's secret, and we're working on a card game. We're working on a Glitch Kibbitz card game where you have to build your own. Each player tries to build their own klezmer band with like different buffs and stuff for instrumentation and blah blah blah. It's going to be incredible.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. For anybody who's not in the know, yeah, like when we've had Glitch Kibbitz on the show before, yeah, there have usually been some very cute little games that run on Raspberry Pis. They're based in the Linux system, and yeah, just really cute, fun, quick little games with a surprising amount of depth. I'll say that much just to tease people to spend more than 2 minutes at your booth, at your demo stations. But
2 minutes is okay too. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And yeah, I would look forward to whatever offerings may come out for this. I hope that the incredible album art comes into play in some way or another. Yeah, that would just be an incredible art style. Obviously hard to kind of implement in graphics, but all the same. We're going to circle back because Clop and Pop, I believe you had one other piece that you wanted to say about the Boo arrangement.
Yes, just wanting to sing more of Nicola's praises, honestly. One of my favorite things in music, and something I've really been diving into in the past like 5 to 8 years in hip hop production, is groove modulation, modulating the pocket, going between different swing percentages, and between straight and swung, following like if a vocalist is doing triplet flows and then straight, like following that modulation with the beat and accompanying it in more of like a live accompaniment style, but with a through composed piece. But when we got to Boo and Kraid's Slow Horror and Kraid's Freylock, it was just so rad to see that Nicola was also playing around with this kind of pocket modulation, going between different swings and straight and back and forth, and playing with kind of the blend between and mixing the Freylock in there. So that really kind of inspired me to add some Freylock into Kraid. Actually, there's Freylock rhythms were not in the original arrangement in Kraid. I forgot about that. But that was
I mentioned that a little bit earlier before you got on, how you were able to add those. Yeah.
fully inspired by Nicola's arrangement on Boo, for sure.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, all sing Nicholas praises. All of you, all at once. Let's go.
Nicola's a wizard. It's
Nicola's
true.
a wizard. Sweet. Well, shoot, you got Super Glitch Kibbitz under your belt now. I am going to drop the link in chat one more time for anybody who has not gone over there yet. Folks, go and buy this album. It's beautiful. It's $5 US. And with that, you get the digital download on Bandcamp. You can add it to your personal Bandcamp collection and listen to it in the Bandcamp app. I would very much at least look forward to a physical release, especially considering the beautiful album art. Having that in some kind of physical form in your home, that would be an incredible addition to anyone's home decor. But yeah, on that note, what is the plan for any sort of physical release of this album?
I have put thought into it. I think it will happen. I kind of intend for everything that we release to somehow get a physical release at one point. For this one, it makes a lot of sense. For our singles, I thought, okay, well, once we build up enough singles, you can make a release with just all the singles, and then a little booklet inside where the individual artwork for each single is then shown. Because, like was mentioned, the art that we were lucky enough to find the artists for is so cool. It would be an absolute shame if we didn't find a way to make that happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. We just lost Josh, Clop and Pop, but yeah, physical release. Highly look forward to that. What else? What else is coming down the pipeline for Glitch Kibbitz? What is your future hold besides physical copies, card games, etc.?
Physical copies, card games, video games, tie-in stuff, potentially more music.
What about performances? What about stuff like that?
Am I allowed to tease kind of like the albums that we're thinking about?
Oh my God!
Leak the master
you
plan,
can.
please.
You can go for it.
Okay, well, as many of you have maybe figured out by now, my relationship with Nicola is totally based on just a series of arguments, and I am convinced that there are a variety of songs from some anime games, maybe some Guilty Gear songs that I am in the process of arranging. I'd like to maybe add a little bit of metal to our some of our arrangements. Anyway, that's way down the pipeline. I think do I have your permission to kind of tease what's on the horizon for the next year?
Well, we're going to do some performances, but we're not allowed to say much. You can tease whatever you want.
Right. Okay. So I think what's up next for us is we've been, and when I say we, I mean Nicola, we have a couple of these arrangements already. I think we are looking to do kind of our biggest release ever, which is going to be a series of I want to say Zelda songs. I think that's what's coming down the pipeline. We've got a couple other memes, probably in the next 2 to 3 years, that we're thinking about. I think there's like a Russian children's television show.
Oh yes, that's going to be incredible.
That we would really like to. Am I allowed to say the name of it? I mean, Sheer's not. Sheer's not. We'll say that one's a surprise.
Sheer should do it.
So we have some things coming down the pipeline that you should look out for. We've kind of planned out, I think, what we want to release for the next 3 to 5 years.
No, I've planned out what I want to release for the next 20 to 30 years. It's terrible. It's
Well,
really bad. You know how you have all these ideas and you're like, oh damn, but it's going to take so long to write that.
Been there, yeah. Yeah, and I did not want to interrupt you, Sam, but I was gonna say all you guys have to do is release something that's 6 tracks, and it will have been the biggest release that you had.
Not quite.
Which is a joke.
Starry
I
Shtetl
know.
was
I
8.
fact checked myself. Starry Shtetl was 8 tracks.
So 9 tracks. 9 tracks. That'll be. Oof.
What, you had a bonus on there? I'm only seeing 8 on Bandcamp.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 8 then is the longest. So we would have to make 9 to beat the longest.
Gotcha. Right. Oh my.
But we do have some performances coming up. We are going to be at some cons and playing some music to listen to live. And we do have CDs, physical, of the Glitch Kibbitz EP and Starry Shtetl that we will be peddling. And yeah, we are looking forward to performing more live and in person, since we have started to get back together in person as of just this last year.
Yeah, well, the cops are on you. They're like,
first they
don't announce those things. Don't you leak it all out here. Like, oh my gosh. Well, it was wonderful to see you performing at Mag West. That was a good time. Also nice to hang out with you guys a little bit more. Yeah, I'm sad that I will. Well, let's see. What do I have coming up? I'm not going to be at MagFest. I hear that's going to be a real rager this year. I do have a little bit of FOMO, but I'm keeping it at bay. I am planning to attend VGM Con in April. Of course, Bonus Stage is going to be hosting the Warp Stage there again. And yeah, who knows what else the future holds. I know that we have some other things happening in February that are yet unannounced. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just turning this into a shameless plug. I should not be doing that. Of course, Glitch Kibbitz, we're grateful to have you here tonight for this album release. This is incredible. It's, again, a huge feat. Oh my God, Barthers, are you here a little bit too late? We are about to wrap things up here. Oh my gosh. But yeah, again, folks, just in case you missed it somehow, I've put it in the chat so many times. There's the link for this album, Super Glitch Kibbitz. And it's been a real pleasure listening to it, breaking it down with all y'all in the group. Thank you for being here for Let's Listen. Thank you to everybody here for tuning in and for watching. Gosh, I sound like I'm wrapping up. I better make sure that we don't have anything left to say before I do that. Glitch Kibbitz, anything else to add before we sign off here? All right, silence is compliance. We're going to go with that. That is a terrible thing to sign off on. No. But yeah, folks, this is actually the last. Listen, there we go. Thank you, Teaching Robots to Love. Oh, my God. But yeah, this is the last stream that we are going to have here on Bonus Stage for 2024. 2025 is going to be Bonus Stage's 10-year anniversary. I can't believe that. But we are going to be starting the year with some more listening parties. And locally, if you're in the greater Vancouver area, we're going to be having a burlesque show on January 25th, as well as bringing our rock band karaoke back to the Rec Room on January 31st as well. If you want to stay tuned to all things Bonus Stage, you can find us at Bonus Stage Van on all your social platforms, or you can just go straight to the source, bonusstage.ca. Please do that. We would love if you sign up for our emails so that we can cut through all that content noise. And of course, you can follow Glitch Kibbitz on all of their socials as well. That is all available, yeah, on their, oh my gosh, hold on. I'm going to actually get your Instagram here and make sure that people have that.
That would be great, because I don't know our Instagram.
You don't know it's Glitch Kibbitz, folks. There, I'm going to spoil it. Please go follow them there, and anywhere else you might find them. Glitch Kibbitz. The SEO on that is excellent. There is nothing competing with that whatsoever. But Nicola, Sam, Tyler, Brandon, also Sheer, and Josh and Kevin earlier. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And yeah, I'm going to just put on a little house music, maybe select a raid target for those of you who would like to continue hanging out on Twitch. Otherwise, we'll see you in the new year. Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks for hosting.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
For having us.
Take care. Good night.